shadows till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show for another episode, joined here by my good friend Jason, also known as DR Roadkill. I am Davey, also known as GTR Kicker in the community. How's it going, man?
It's going great, as always. How's it going for you?
Oh, it's always going well, man. I'm always doing well. Back up here, I'm actually back at school now, so a little bit of a different setup behind me, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
So,
those blinds look really legit and professional. I like it.
Yeah, better than the black screen that I had going.
yeah. How's your sunburn? Actually,
hey, it's gone. It's gone. It's all good, dude.
It's gone? Good. That's great. No skin cancer. That's what we like.
Yeah. So, guys, we got RaceBoy coming on here today in just a few minutes. We got some community stuff to go over first. We're going to go over TEC first because I don't actually have a file for that to show you guys the official standings. But we have TEC for Forza Motorsport takes another win. That's 2 in a row for them over Gandhi Autosport with 2 consecutive seconds. And then down the other order, we got Kaido HCR, Usual Suspects, and then Kaido HCR again rounding out your top 5. That's P1 standings. No surprise with a team of F4H plus Harmonic is leading that. I mean, that's a pretty killer killer team.
That's a killer team. Yeah, absolutely. There's some fast guys on that team. Yeah.
So, nothing really.
We didn't really expect much else.
Yeah, no. And then GT standings are a little bit more interesting. We got LSEM on top with SVR purple below them, and then Alien Motorsport not too far behind. Then EVR and then V12 rounding out your top 5 for GT. So not much there. I mean, it's endurance racing, so we don't really have too many details on the specific drivers.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated to look at. I think last time we showed a picture of it, and it's based on distance, and I don't really know how it works, but yes, teams are winning things. And we've got 2 rounds.
Yeah, so we've got 2 rounds so far. We'll be trying to follow that a little bit more closely. All right, so we got shifting gears now. We got some other Tora stuff going on here. This is British GT. This is GT4. So what is this? I think this is GT4 teams we got up right now. So I meant to put these
up? Okay.
Yeah, I put these in a different order this week. I don't know why. I was just being stupid, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're a genius.
Dude, I am.
But it looks like we've got Midnight Club Sport at the top there. It's doing some pretty solid rounds, but it looks pretty close, actually. Only about 100 points. Well, they got 200 points on the next team at FTR. And your boys at Team Get T Ready down in 3rd. Still, a little bit off. Another 200 points behind second place there.
Oh, it looks like they had somebody miss a round. Looks like, yeah.
They missed a whole round altogether.
Oh,
they got 0 points.
Yep. So that's unfortunate for them. They were ahead. They were in the lead.
Beating Beach Dean Motorsports, and they've missed the whole round. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Who is on the Midnight Club Sport team? Who is on that team? I would like to know.
You got M&R Edwin, and you got Evil Wookie. That looks like it for that. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's on a different Midnight Club team.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they're winning, so good for them. We got driver standings up as well. EVR Mead and Hurricane look like they're leading Slothatron and Warwick. And I believe that is... I cannot tell who is in 5th.
5th is Drift and Hero from Griptech Performance.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yep. And if you see there, the drop points really close to the top 4. Actually, top 5, pretty close together. 1 and 2 being 2 points separate. And I'm an idiot because it looks like FTR Slothatron should be in 1st place, and I've just stuffed that up completely. because that's how Roadkill does standings. Is wrong.
Unbelievable, man. Well,
Yeah,
we won't have enough for long here. We'll shift to GT3 for you so that we don't
Yeah.
have that
Don't embarrass me too much.
Got GT3 teams up right now. FTR USA is leading that. No
Cleaning
surprise
up.
there. Yeah, dude, it's just unreal.
400 points clear of second place. I don't think that, they could miss the next round and probably be okay. Well, maybe not. Actually, 500 points per round. But, yeah, they definitely holding onto a very strong lead.
Yeah. Well, someone who doesn't have to race the next round is FTR Vane. FTR Vane captured the GT3 championship, or FTR Vettel and HCR No Mercy, this past week. Congratulations to him. So even if he doesn't race, there's nothing that anyone else in the field can do. With his 4 perfect rounds, looks like a second place, just missing out on, one thing.
Yeah, I think that's one thing, and it looks like that went to Vettel, so it's not like they're losing out on the team points there.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty straightforward championship for these guys. I mean, look at that, 6 wins, 7 podiums. Yeah, not much anybody could do there.
Yeah, so congratulations to Vane as well. Again, I know he's a very quick driver.
Absolutely.
Seen him in a couple Wednesday showdowns as well, so good for him. And then you got SFM Zai and Aston Ash rounding out your top 5 for British GT3 standings. All right, so we got Delta Online Racing coming through. No Clio Cup this week, guys. Clio Cup was off. They will be resuming
Taking a break.
They'll be resuming the final 2 rounds next week. And the week after. So we've got Delta Online Racing, GTR Tactical up top again, I believe. At least I don't really know how to read this like standings for the 60 years.
So it's just they do like 2 races per car. It looks like, and then they total those round points, and then the drop round's going to be like a whole round, so like a whole 2 rounds.
Oh, okay, all right.
Round. Yeah, it's quite strange, but sure, whatever. Do whatever you want.
People seem to be enjoying it, so I mean.
No, yeah, totally.
All the more power to them. So Tactical up top, looks like Mead, Bokit, Spectre, and I have
Sweden Pro.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either, but I've heard of WTR.
Yeah, I think it's Wolf Racing Team?
Wolf Racing, yes it is.
Am I
Yep,
wrong?
and then you got
cool.
Warwick dropping off there a little bit, I think. Oh, well, he's done quite well. He got he won the round 4 race, so good for him. Beating out Tactical and Mead, and pretty much 5 of the guys that are currently on top of him in the championship, which is impressive. Well done. Maybe you just like that Cortina a lot more. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. And then we got team standings as well. And team standings, of course, the Legion GTR with Bokit.
OP team.
Yep, OP team. Leading that. And I believe that has Tactical on it. Tactical and Bokit. And then someone
Tactical,
else.
Bokit, and Warwick.
Yes.
So, yeah,
yes,
that's a hefty team right there. Not much anybody can really do about that one.
Yeah, so those are your community stuff, guys. So good stuff there. We also have IndyCar for Tora has just been announced. So if you guys want to get involved with IndyCar, go ahead and jump in that. I believe, Jason, you and I talked a couple weeks ago when we were on a stream. We talked about, how to, things that we can do. And I think that we said about, like, getting IndyCar involved with, F1, or not F1, but with Tora and stuff like that, doing an official championship. I think that's something that they should really look into, because I think that'd be great. Like,
I mean, there's not too many open wheel ones going around, so I think it'd be pretty cool to see that happen.
So, yeah.
Personally. But I don't know if I'd get involved. I'm not that good with open wheel. After doing some practice laps this week with some F1 cars, I felt pretty outclassed, to be honest.
You're bold, buddy. You're bold. I don't know how the hell you do that with a controller, man. I can't. Or if you have traction off, God bless you, but whatever.
Yeah, no traction. But thank you F4H. I can't remember who it was now. Well, it was an F4H.
For a tune?
Tune of some kind? Yeah.
I know Scottson is the formerly known as AMS Nightmares, the guy who runs P-Class, next class.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, I don't think it was his tune.
I'm just saying.
It was somebody else.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yep, anyway.
Yeah. Cool. All right, well, we got a special guest coming on, guys. You guys all know who this is. This is Evan, also known as RaceBoy77, joining us today. How's it going, man? Nice to have you on the show.
Hey, guys. Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And by the way, I'm sure that was F4H Venom's tune.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
there it is. There
4
it is.
Gears of Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good tune.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. Obviously, RaceBoy is a Gfinity member as well, so he's got a lot of inside information that, you know, he probably can't tell us, and also some inside information that we'd love to share with you guys. So first thing up is the dates for London have been announced. October 20th and 21st. Big thing is you guys can purchase your tickets and actually go see the event, which is really cool. So one of the things that we all want to know is, what's the roster look like, man? What's the roster look like, or do you think it'll look like for Mexico City? We know Commando's not going to be there, but any other big names that you've heard of?
Yeah, I know Commando is really disappointing, but power to him. I mean, he's got big life to lead, and you know, the thing with his hand, I'm sure, put him out a little bit too. So, but he's great. Hopefully, he'll be in London. Who knows? We'll see what happens in Mexico. But I also heard from a few guys that Rich F1 won't be coming, and also we saw that who was it? THR Flex will be there. So that means that 2 people have dropped out. So THR Flex and Solo King from LATAM region will be there. So it'll be really interesting to see how those guys do, especially considering they're filling those spots.
For sure, yeah. I want to pull up the guys here.
Yeah, other than that, I haven't heard of anybody who's dropping out. So I think we're gonna have a pretty full roster. It's gonna be really strong.
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's
stacked as usual.
Yeah, definitely looks like
stacked as usual. Even more stacked than the Wednesday showdowns.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. So, you know, one thing I want to ask you is, you know, I saw one of the tweets that somebody wanted to ask you, who do you think is going to win? And I know you got to be impartial, so I'll ask you here, who do you think are the favorites who look really strong? Because I'm looking at some of the guys right now. We got Zoom as global #1, Lightning, Box, Venom, Mitch, Force 1, Roadrunner, Wesley, Lage, and 7 round out your top 10. Who, you know, in there do you think is probably the favorite, and maybe someone who's not in the top 10 that might be, you know, looking to strike?
Yeah, I think there's some really interesting results lately. Everybody always puts some of those LATAM guys kind of down on their list just because, you know, I guess they're racing against a weaker region, right? But if you look at the results from Seattle, if you watched how Zoom raced through that entire event, except for the finals, even the first race of the finals, he was doing very, very well. So I think he's somebody to look out for sure. Another one is Lightning. Actually, I'm quite surprised at how well he's done because he struggled in the first series, but it seems like he's kind of quieted down and gone about his business in the second series. So he's definitely one to look for, and you can never count out Lage. He's always, you know, he went 8 for 8. How do you even do that in the qualification levels? That's just ridiculous.
Dude, he's on a mission, man. He's on a mission right now.
He's on a mission. He's on a mission to get the results that he wants, and he missed the first week because of a concert that he went to, and he's been fighting back ever since. And I think he was the closest one to scoring perfect points through the entire season. So he's one to look out for. Other than that, you know, it's so tight. Anybody could win. It's tighter than it ever has been. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Mexico. I'm sure it'll bring out some amazing racing, and it'll be really tight, like you say.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing some of those LATAM guys mix it in with the EMA and NA guys. It'll be really interesting. We've got like 5 or so LATAM guys coming. It'll be awesome. I'm
looking forward to seeing how Wesley does because we didn't see him in Series 1. He's ranked 8th right now. I'm really looking forward to see how he does. So the LATAM guys that we have at the moment, I just want to list them off here. Solo King, we got RBM GUI, FRF Black Bulls and Tesla, FRF Handicap, and then of course Zoom and Wesley. So going to be looking forward to seeing those guys run. The other thing I wanted to bring up was Lightning, Force 1, and Venom. No one can touch those guys in NA right now. And I just, is there anyone else that, in terms of NA, that can really strike and bring it to them?
I would say Vanquish. Vanquish is probably the closest one. If you turn on the line, turn on traction control, and let them tune their cars, Harmonic will definitely be up there, if not at the top. But Harmonic tends to struggle a little bit with stock cars and no line and no TCS a little bit. even when you bring in P class, he gets a bit stronger. But I think Vanquish is the one to look out for the most out of North America, not including that group.
Yeah, I agree with that. Vanquish has shown some really good pace at times, but maybe he's not getting enough practice. Who knows what his personal life's like? Maybe he's a bit busy.
Yeah, that's what I would think. You have a little bit of inconsistencies and some penalties sprinkled in there, and that'll bump you down. But he always has the pace to have amazing results.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think, you know, when I think of these guys, I think of Mitch as well as one of the kind of the underdogs as well. One of the guys that I really think is kind of looked over is Force One. I think that he can really do some damage. He's shown some incredible pace in the Wednesday showdowns. I think that he's going to be a force, a force to be reckoned with.
Force for one, right?
Just let me gag briefly. All right, Dad.
No, I agree with that for sure. I think he's had some more time to practice this series, so his pace has picked up quite a lot. And it's really shown, especially in the showdowns. He's flying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think he had good pace earlier. I think he just had a lot of disconnections, and he got a bit unlucky.
Yeah. Him and Davies, the disconnection legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still ranked.
Good old solid internet.
Even with you know, lagging out in 2 out of the, like, at Road America and then whatever that other race was that 1 week, he still ranked 6th. So I mean, it just goes to show how quick he is. Right? Yeah, I know, exactly. He'd definitely be in front of Mitch right now. He's only 1 point behind Mitch, so he'd definitely be in front of Mitch.
For sure.
But yeah, I think he's a force to be reckoned with. So be good to see these guys in Mexico. Going to be exciting to watch them race.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm super excited.
So yeah,
I'd like to. I want to see that happen.
Let's do it now. Let's do it right now.
We got 3 weeks, I think. Yep, 3 weeks before Mexico. So
not long.
Yeah,
not long.
So were you gonna say something, Jason?
Nope. Go ahead.
No, all right. I was gonna move on to the next topic, but if you had something on this one, go ahead, man.
Nope. Good.
All right, fine. I'll move on to the next thing.
Yeah,
fine.
track limits. Go.
No, that's not what I was looking. That's not even the next one on the board. Hold on, you're ahead of me, buddy. So, do we have any information on what the format for RC is going to look like next year? Do we know? Do we have any speculations at all?
I know earlier. Well, I think last year Microsoft did an event. Well, not really an event, but a stream from a hot air balloon. So I assume that we're going to go that route. I don't know. I think it'd be really interesting to have a hot air balloon race at the same time as a Forza race and see who wins.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting. Very Top Gear, but sure. I mean, why not?
I'm trying to take you figuratively right now, and like literally just like thinking, okay, a hot air balloon type race. How would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You know, it'd be interesting. I think you know, you put the times together. For example, your Forza race time and then your hot air balloon race time, and you mix them, and then whoever comes out top as a combined would win, right?
Assuming that none of these guys have ever operated a hot air balloon, how would they go about this?
Just hope for the best.
Just hope. Just
yeah. Just send it, right? Just look.
Just send it. Yeah. Well, they're all used to that. Most of them, anyway.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just wing it, guys. We have faith that you won't get lost or somehow crash your hot air balloon. I don't know how they work.
Are we still going on about hot air balloons?
I'm assuming so.
Goodness gracious! Wow.
Yeah, no, I really don't know what's going to happen in the upcoming seasons, but or series. Well, yeah, I guess it'd be seasons now because we're almost done the whole season for 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. I know there's going to be some awesome stuff coming, and I'm really excited. I really don't have that much information. I wish I did, but I'm looking forward to it regardless because this 2018 season has been awesome.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than the previous season. I think the layouts are a bit more styled towards not just because I think last year they just had like if you sat on pole each race you sat on pole. Was that correct? Yeah. So like I think it's better that you can change like your finishing position and stuff like that so that other guys get a shot at running from pole. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite additions this year was the reverse grid, actually. I know a lot of people hate it and a lot of people love it, but I think overall it's created some awesome races.
Yeah, and we've seen great stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Lightning and Lage doing great things. It's epic. Much better format. I agree.
All right. So, one of the things that came up on social media this week was the track limits at VIR. I noticed a tweet from Box, shown on screen here. So he said Forza RC, VIR invalidates the inner white line, which makes it almost impossible to stay clean. Do you have any information on how they're going to be penalizing people? And I know this is one of the tracks, how they're going to be running this specific layout at RC.
Yeah, so what I take from this is the box just sucks, right?
Yeah.
I hope he heard that actually. RaceBoy says you suck, man.
Well, I'm 3-0
We'll see what happens
against
in the
him
hot
in
lap
1v1.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. And I think the last 2 lands we were at, I'm pretty sure that one of them he walked off stage, and then the other one I outraced him and he just sucks. But that's okay. No.
Oh my goodness.
Great,
He's only the current sitting champion. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
I know the track limits have been tough to get adjusted to, but ultimately we're going to go by the track limits in game, the new ones, and that line will be your line. I know Turn 10 talked about a lot of tracks are going to slow down, and people will just have to adjust to that, right? So there's a lot of people trying to run the tracks like they used to and keep up that same pace, but they're just going to have to face the fact that it's just slower now. You're not going to get those crazy fast times anymore, and that's just how it's going to be if you want to run a clean lap.
I mean, I did try VAR this week as well. To see what the new track limits were like. Oh, I didn't find it too hard to run a clean line through there. It wasn't like impossible.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not impossible. You
certainly
just have
tougher. Yeah. You just have to be a bit more conservative through there, and that's whatever. Everyone has to follow the same rules. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
So how far are they going to be going? In terms of like if they're getting their right side tires on that white line every time through that S section, are they going to be cracking down on penalties?
Yeah, they will be. It really comes down to how much advantage you gained, if any. If you ended up wiping yourself out, obviously we're not going to really do much about that. But if you, for example,
you spin yourself out, you get a penalty. Sorry, bud.
That's some GT sport right there.
Just give up now. But if you repeatedly go over the limits, especially in the same spot or every lap type of thing, you're gonna get hit with something.
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. Like if you make it once or twice, it's not so bad. If it's not consecutive laps or something, you
once it gets
overlook
consistent,
it. Yeah,
that's what we're
I understand. Yeah, that's for sure. Consistent cutting, so pretty straightforward, normal race stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything that you would expect.
Yeah. What was
Fair
that?
enough.
There was a tweet that someone tweeted at you, something about Cadbury eggs.
Oh,
can you explain that? Because I was so confused when I saw that.
So there's a thing that Canadians like Cadbury eggs. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the ones that are filled from the inside. I don't really like them. I'm a mini eggs kind of guy. I can eat bags of mini eggs for days.
You don't like the caramel ones? I like the caramel ones
on
the inside.
No, I'm not a huge fan. I'm really not.
Is it the texture?
I don't know. I just prefer the chocolate inside. I like caramel, don't get me wrong, because you can't go wrong with it. But, I'm just more of a fan of the solid chocolate.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm not a big caramel person, like, in the actual egg. I don't know. I'll take like Snickers and Twix, but like if you fill something with caramel, I'm just like it doesn't like appeal to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
But it's an egg. Like if you have an egg, that they're supposed to have something inside,
Yeah, but why not just solid chocolate?
Why not like fudge or like brownie pudding? You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, that sounds so good.
Okay. I can see that.
Not creamy, syrupy caramel. I'm good.
I mean, I don't have that much sugar in my diet, so it's always interesting to have something like that. I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to have cream inside of something, but not all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so many jokes that I could go with that one.
We're talking about eggs, right? So. You know,
Yeah, eggs.
I
But there's
prefer
also
chocolate.
eggs that I can different types of eggs. You know,
What came first,
cream,
the chicken or the egg?
eggs. We're going down a dark path. Moving on.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So what do you drive in real life, man? What do you drive? What do you drive around the streets these days?
Let's compare.
Okay, so I
Kissing
don't drive
contest
anything
time.
special. Nothing special. It was my first car that I bought myself with real life racing winnings actually.
Oh wow, nice.
2000. Well, real life racing winnings plus part of the sale for my car, so it was kind of like half and half. But 2001 Honda Civic, just a base model. It doesn't even have. Well, it has kind of power locks, but you know.
It's got like a wing on it, right?
It's got a wang.
It's got a huge wing. That's my favorite part. I bought it that
Big
way. I
wang.
didn't put it on. I would never put a wing on like that. It's ridiculous, but it makes me laugh every single time I see it.
That's funny.
But yeah, it does
How many-
18... Sorry, what?
I was gonna say, how many times have you considered taking it off? You just sit there and you're just like,
You know, I
Douchey,
haven't
not
really
douche.
considered taking it off just because it'd be too much of a pain, honestly.
oh really? Isn't it just like 6 screws, 3 on each side? Like,
I think it's into the trunk on the. I think it's through the trunk. I think it is. I just, it's funny and it doesn't bother me. And you know what? It actually has a benefit because when somebody's riding really close to me in the night, it actually blocks their lights enough that I don't get blinded.
Oh, okay.
So it's awesome.
That's good.
don't you have the flippy down, like wing mirror where you just click the flip and it just tilts it? You know?
I mean,
Deflector?
yeah. It's perfect.
Too much effort. Better just have a wing. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like. This is something of what it looks like, I think.
Oh, it's
Something
beautiful.
like that. Oh,
So
with the wing.
gorgeous.
I don't know. Yeah.
With
Do you have
those big, shiny
aftermarket rims?
Oh,
Yeah. Do you,
oh, like this.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
That wing isn't big enough though. Needs
Oh,
bigger.
really? Oh,
We're gonna
man.
change the name to RaceBoy instead of RaceBoy.
Rice boy,
So,
yo.
The funny thing is, you can actually technically manufacture a wing. It has a brake light in it and everything.
Oh, wow.
That's close.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
that's
all
close.
That's
right.
close.
It's gorgeous. It reminds me of Fast and Furious.
That's
The
awesome.
yeah.
first one with
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I mean, it adds 100 horsepower, so I'm fine with that, right?
Yeah. No drag at all.
Here's what I
Pure
drive
power.
right there. That's my car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Saturn Ion. I know. 2005.
Love it.
It's
How many
great. Right?
times does it break down every week?
It doesn't. It's actually reliable. Chill, bro.
Really?
No, yeah, it's great. It's got 160,000 miles on it. It's great, man.
That's not
That's
bad.
actually a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah.
My car has 100 or 296,000 kilometers,
I don't.
which is a decent amount.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Do you want to show them my key car? Is
Yeah.
that what you wanna go with?
Jason? What do you drive? What do you drive?
I drive a 2006 Rally Art Colt, so Mitsubishi Rally Art Colt.
Really? Like OT?
What?
Rally what?
Rally Art?
Whatever. Rally Colt. Oh yeah, one of these things.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's it.
I like
Yep.
it.
So 1.5 liter turbo. That's not quite the one I have because I've got the stock canards on it, but yeah, looks good.
Looks pretty
Got the
good.
suspension package. Definitely the fastest one there, I would say.
Oh, come on! Don't count my Saturn out, buddy. Don't count my Saturn out.
But it is the least reliable as it has broken down and is currently broken down.
That's
Oh.
terrible.
Out of the
Yeah,
3
so-
cars, I'm currently
so
the
you
slowest. I will concede.
That's funny.
I'll,
But I also have a motorbike, so I win there as well. So bring it.
hey, that's cheating though. It's only 2 wheels.
I have a regular bike. You know that I
Yeah,
pedal.
What,
pedal
you
bike.
pedal it? You pedal it?
It's a mountain bike. It's got nice shocks on it.
There you go.
So does my bike. My bike has great shocks on it.
Oh, good
Drops
for
it.
you.
It's terrifying. That was pretty scary.
I remember when I was a kid, just jumping my bike off of whatever jump I could go off of, and it didn't always end well.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest.
I used to like ride mine off rocks, as use them as ramps.
Oh
You know.
boy.
Wow. Yeah, that's
It was
bueno,
fun.
man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it
you
was
terrified your mother with that.
good. She didn't know.
She didn't know.
She didn't know I jumped
Fine.
rocks with my bike. Come on now. Yeah. So, RaceBoy, how did you? We ask everybody this every week. How did you?
Origin story time.
Yeah, origin story, man. How did you get us into Forza? And how did you get involved with Gfinity? I know you had a YouTube video or a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. So I started. Well, I played games for quite a while. I started really young on PC, playing NHL games and racing games, whatever I could find, whether it was Lego Racers or Need for Speed was really the one that got me into racing games big time.
Need for Speed Underground, PS2.
Yeah. So Underground and Underground 2, I played religiously like crazy. And racing is in my background. It's basically in my blood, so racing games just came naturally. So I played the first. Actually, I remember seeing the first ad for Forza, and it was something about build your own car and do all this awesome racing stuff. And I was like, Mom, I have to get that. Like, it's got to be a thing. And I never got too hard into Forza because I was still on my Need for Speed phase, because that was like Underground 2 days.
Much rise.
So yeah. So I started playing a little bit more in Forza 2, and then once Forza 3 came out, I really started playing even more, and I think it was maybe 15 or 10 or 20 days into the game. I was running an R3 08 Viper around Sunset, I think Sunset Reverse, and I thought I had a pretty good time, and it was a R3 800 tune, I think it was. And so I looked it up on the leaderboard, and I was like 15th or something, and I was like, holy crap. So I ran a few more laps and went and got first place, and I was like, wow, I'm actually not too bad at this. And that's just where it started, pretty much.
Wow, a bit of a similar story to Commando, just instant sensation.
Yeah.
I don't know about, you know, I did some community league racing a little bit in Forza 2 near the end of it, and I wasn't that great at that game. I could keep up with some people, but yeah, it was really funny because Box and I actually started in the same team, GLR, back in Forza 2. We knew each other when we were like monkeys. Yeah.
What does that stand for?
It was Greenleaf Racing, and it was a bunch of old guys, and we were just the kids on the team.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was really funny. Like, we had no clue. We were just like, hey, these guys are fast. Let's go race with them type thing. And I was in the team, then Box came along a little bit later. And then Forza 3 came around a few months after, and I started playing that even more, and that happened. So I just kept it up.
So is that the only team you've ever been on?
No, technically not, because in Forza 4 they had all the club thing, and you know that was all stuff. I don't know if that really counts too much because people just used me for my hot lap times, including Craviator. But I think other than that, I've never actually changed my gamer tag before, but I made a second gamer tag for when I was on Esports and Cars. So when I did that, you know, it was a little bit different. I still have really good friends from that. All the TPR guys are good buddies of mine now, which I used to look up to like freaking gods before, which is really cool. But yeah, so I think that was the only other time I was on a team. But I never changed my gamer tag to have the 3 letters in front.
Oh, okay. So
fair enough.
Did you I lost my train of thought.
Well, anyway, I was going to ask you about that sweet race that you did against a real race car driver while you raced Forza.
Oh, yeah.
I hear there's a true story behind this that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, there's a story behind that most people aren't aware of. Well, it was the Forza Fuel event. It was basically top 2 from 5 different countries, and then 2 randoms from 5 different countries came and raced there, and they did a whole big live stream. And that was basically the qualification process for getting in to do the some people call it a commercial, but video. And so I won that. It was funny because there were some guys that everybody knows there. Like Box was there racing for Germany. That's when I beat him pretty bad there.
Just rubbing it in, man.
Just
salt on the wound, man.
Oh my goodness.
Chance you get.
That's just how it goes. Anto was there racing for France. Asics was racing for France. Amarth was racing for UK, and a few other people for Hornet was there for US, and some other guys. So I ended up winning that event and then getting the chance to do that video. And it's really funny because if you look at some of the little oddities in the video, you can tell like my rig wasn't actually on the track when we were doing it. It was off to the side. So if you look near the end of the video, you can see me getting off of where it actually was, which is obviously like you can't just be on track for safety, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they told me I was I was gonna have to use a wheel. I was like, I can't use a wheel. Like I suck. What are you guys doing? Because we all use controllers, right?
Yeah.
So it was really interesting because we were trying to determine how close it would be before, because he was Benoit was out doing some laps testing the car out, and they said they don't know how close it'll be, but they might try to adjust my car in order to match it closer. And so what they ended up doing was just adjusting the video. I actually beat him by about 10 seconds a lap. So,
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. There
Stinging.
are a lot of issues with brake fade on the car in real life, apparently, after running it for a while.
I can understand that. Stock car.
The tires giving out. So that
Yeah.
his car ended up being slower. Yeah, it was. They made it close on the video. I was really upset when they said that he beat me on the first lap. I was like, "Come on, what are you doing?" Yeah. So it was fun though. It was really fun, and that got me a lot of exposure.
Yeah, cool. And I remember you saying that the driver himself was really funny. Like when you were trying to do stare downs and stuff, he was making faces at you.
He totally was. So that was really mean, actually. Well, not mean, but funny. Because he had his helmet on, so you couldn't see any of his facial expressions. So he was just making faces at me the whole time, trying to make me crack. And I was like, dude, come on. You've done this stuff before. I haven't.
Yeah. No mercy. No mercy.
No.
Oh, well.
Jeez.
I think you won that, and it said like your official time on that video was like only a second faster than him or something like that. Like it was close.
Yeah. So I think they sped his time up to match mine. I think.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. I don't know if he'd be okay with that. That's weird.
I
wouldn't be okay with that.
But it really mattered because it really mattered much because in the end it was the same winner. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, just a promo thing, I guess.
Yeah. Did you do the 570 challenge too?
I did the 570 challenge, and I didn't really have much time to put into that. I missed a few rounds. So whenever I was racing, I was just chilling behind Harmonic because he was racing every week.
Right.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. Had some mishaps. I remember the first race I did was Daytona, and I got absolutely wrecked by Captain Slow, as most people have at some point. I wish he raced in the Forza RC because he is really fast.
There's a lot of guys that should race in the Forza RC that don't.
Yeah, at least put a lap time in, right?
I think the problem is a lot of them are on PC, and so they can't. Like I know Vettel's on PC, so he doesn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know how many really are on PC because all the fast guys were on Xboxes before anyway, like in Forza 6.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know how much of an excuse that is. I think it's more just people don't want to put the time in.
Yeah, that's understandable. But like I don't know, just qualify. Just do the leaderboard challenges and stuff.
Literally
like that,
put in 20 minutes, dude. It's not that hard to get a clean lap unless you're racing solely on backers.
No brake line, no assist.
Brake line.
Yeah.
Some I could see some.
Pride.
Yeah, they don't want to be upset with their times or something. Could be.
Yeah.
So,
some guys once they put the time in, they know they've got to go higher than that, so they just get sunk in. And they don't even want to start to not get into that cycle type thing.
Makes sense.
And I guess if you've got some exposure on the leaderboards, everyone's like, "Why aren't you racing, bro?" Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing?
Peer pressure.
So how did you get involved in Gfinity? Because that's got to be something tough to do.
Yeah, so that's actually a funny story. So at the New York Invitational, which was my technically last Forza RC competitive, well, kind of last Forza RC LAN that I raced in, we had a dinner afterwards, and I mentioned, hey, yeah, I'd totally love to help on the other side if you guys are looking for anybody. And then I don't know if it was a month later, I got a message saying, hey, do you want to, come over to London and check out what we do and that kind of stuff? And I said, yeah, oh yeah. And then it all went from there. It just snowballed into being on part of the team. Yeah, I was really lucky, honestly. It was crazy. Yeah, it just kind of all stars align type thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening with this show. All the stars are aligning. Let's have some more align. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, turn 10. Invite us to London. Tell us how you do things.
Yeah. Take us to London.
Well, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I've never even been out of North America. Holy cow, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
exciting.
going overseas and everything, it was awesome. It was a really fun time.
Yeah, I bet it was really cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chico.
The only thing I was gonna ask was if anyone in the live chat has any questions for RaceBoy, because I mean we're out of questions. You know what I mean? If anyone in the live chat has any questions, please post them because I'm sure he would like to know. But
Supposedly Sterling's the only one in here.
yeah, supposedly.
What's up, Sterling? How you doing, buddy?
Give a shout out to Sterling.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Sterling.
Only one in the live chat. But yeah.
You're supposed to bring in a big crowd, Raceboy. What are you doing?
Hey, man.
You're supposed to
I told you
invite.
the promises.
Dude, you should have called all your buddies at Gfinity and Turn 10 and been like, listen, I'm doing this show. You gotta like watch this.
Come
like
on,
watch me
people.
do this.
Come on. No, I don't know. I haven't been very active lately, so that might be hurting you guys a little bit. I've just been
It's hurting you more than it hurts us. It's fine.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
yeah. Confirm that 100%. But yeah, I've just been so busy with all sorts of stuff, and you know, it's real life gets in the way sometimes. But hopefully, I can be a bit more active coming up in the next few weeks.
Great.
Cool.
I'm sure we'll all love to see you back in action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you planning on being in London? Is that what you're saying? Confirm
Well, yeah,
Raceboy's being in London? No.
I mean, I'll be in London for sure. I won't be racing though. I'm just
No.
Oh, Danny said he's here. So
Hey,
good to know Danny's
Good old
watching.
Danny.
Nice to see you, bud.
Hey, there's your boy. All right, looks like no one's got any questions for you, Raceboy, because no one cares. So we'll move on to your hot lap
that's
challenge.
Yeah, man.
pretty standard. Yeah.
We'll move on to the hot lap challenge. We'll look at the leaderboard right here. Danny's saying hello from the bottom of the leaderboard. So
Thank you, Dose Rocks, by the way. Just a quick shout out to Dose Rocks.
yeah,
The amazing painter.
yeah. We actually have a livery from him today, so we'll showcase that when you do it today. But RaceBoy, are you ready to do this?
No, because I don't really know what I'm getting myself into. But I do have a story for you. Oh, I guess I have to get my headset on and everything.
Story time.
Story time. So one of my best races that I can remember of all time was actually S800 rear-wheel drive K-Trim. Back in Forza Motorsport 5 when Bathurst came out, I went too wide with one of my buddies the entire mountain. And it was wild. It was wild. So hopefully I will survive this. No guarantees, especially in cockpit view.
If it makes you feel any better, Box crashed a couple times.
Yeah, but we all know Box. He's not great.
Oh, here we go again. Listen, okay, he's up in a one. If you don't feel,
so destroyed if
Yeah,
you don't beat his
yeah,
side
really.
today. You got so much
Well, I'm
smack
not going to.
on.
I'm slow, but you know, I'm retired, so it's okay.
guys, check out the livery that we got from
Excuses
GTR
as well.
Ghost Rocks.
Wow, man.
Looking
Good,
really
good.
good.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm a seasoned veteran. That's what I am.
So he's doing his sighting lap right now. He's got to beat a 103.001, which was set by TUS Mellish to be in the lead for the full rig setup by GT Omega. So this is the GT Omega Hot Lap Challenge, guys. RaceBoy is going to come down and do his first attempt here. Gonna stop on the arrows, and we'll see how he does.
So if it stalls, I can try again as long as I don't pass the line, right?
If
Yeah,
you stall, you're
sure.
just instantly disqualified. Actually, I've changed.
Oh
it.
no!
No, I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
All right, Dos
I'll be
Rocks.
back.
Oh, quickly before we start, Dose Rocks has a good question. He says, "How long does it take you to tune any car in the game?"
It depends on the car. Some cars it can be seconds. Some cars it'll take 5 to 10 minutes. But I can generally get a really good lobby tune within 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
from-
5 minutes. There you go. That's the answer. It's 5 minutes. We're gonna stick with that.
That's pretty impressive. All right, man. When you are ready, you can go ahead and launch that thing and try your first lap. Box ran a 103.6. He's sitting fourth right now. He's sitting fourth on the leaderboard. So that's your
So
goal.
just so you know, it took me about 5 minutes to tune this car too, and I don't think I'm anywhere near as good a tuner as you. Although that's debatable. I'm sure people would have other things to say. I'm not sure.
All right. We'll see here before my tires get too full.
He's really jerking
Feel free
around
to
the
do
car.
burnouts. Yep, there you go.
TV. Oh, there he goes, and he's off. All right, first lap underway. That's a decent launch. Looked well controlled. Are you using sim steering?
No.
Okay, he's using normal
I figured
steering.
it'd be too sketchy in this thing.
Yeah.
You figured right.
Oh wow, that's a really good first turn. Wow,
That was a good line, yeah.
That was a great first turn. Remember, he's in cockpit view with a mirror in front of his face.
Not a great wall though.
Woo!
Oh, here we go.
That
Yeah,
line's
wall
faster,
line.
anyways.
Yeah, that is a faster line. You're right. And another wall. Yep, saw that one coming. You see that intense
You can see the
concentration on his
look,
face,
look at
guys.
his face. He's completely focused right now. He's determined to beat Box. Absolutely determined. And he's clean through there. Wow, this looks like a killer lap time right now. This looks insane. Mellish
RaceBoy showing us why he's RaceBoy.
Mellish
Here we go.
wow, is he gonna do I feel like he's gonna do it on the first lap. I feel like he's gonna beat Mellish.
I don't know.
Oh!
No, what'd he do? What'd he get? Whoa! No way! Wow!
1, 2, 3.
It's a 1023!
Hold on. Controller,
Wow!
drop.
Oh wow!
Oh my goodness!
RaceBoy.
You guys seen it right here. You guys have seen it right here. Oh my goodness!
Good thing I drive all sorts of weird cars all the time, and my specialty is oddball because this fits that.
Oh my god! I told you it looked controlled, man. That was incredible.
It
Wow!
did look smooth, but like so did I can't remember. I think
Mellish.
Mellish had like a really nice lap, but damn man.
So
that's
funny thing about Mellish is I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but we ran that Delta Subaru challenge together.
no, I didn't see that.
And we ran. He showed up for one race, I think it was the first race, Maple Valley, and he crashed on the pit wall on our reverse grid. And I didn't know it because I was starting last on reverse grid, and he crashed in the first race, so he was starting pretty far up. And so I knew I would have to chase Mellish down. So when I came out of the pits in front of him, I was like, "Where'd you go?" And he's like, "I crashed." So I always give him crap for that because I'm like, "Dude, I'm better than you." And he's like, "Oh, I know." And I was like, "Nice crash in the Subaru every time." So I knew I had to beat him. I had to beat him.
Wow. Well, if you really wanted the controller drop this, you could just stop right now, not even put in 2 more laps.
Hey man, better to be safe than sorry. We'll see if I can get.
He's
one
gonna
more.
extend that lead. Go 101.
Wow, if he can get a 101, I'll be shocked. That's what Billy Sue said he could do. He said he could hit a high 101 if he tried, like if he had practice. So we'll see. All right, he's on his next lap. His original was a 102.398, taking the lead. That's
Fucking blistering, by the way. That is
insane.
amazing.
I don't think anyone's gonna beat that, except maybe our guest next week. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
That's really good.
No! Damn it!
Don't bring waves.
I always. That wall.
Oh, this.
That's
Watch.
the
He's
second time on that wall.
watch. If he makes a mistake like that and still beats Box, I'll laugh, dude.
Jesus Christ, man. I think he gained all the time right here using that clean line he ran last time.
Yeah.
Leaderboard lines, mate. Leaderboard lines.
Too sketchy.
Let's see what it is. Coming
No
around.
correction there, yep.
Ah!
Final lap. It sounds like disappointment on his face.
Yeah, it's so awkward having the
Dude,
delay.
1025. What?
Wow. Frick, man,
Not
that's
quite.
crazy.
What is going on right now?
I want to
What
get
is
a
going
1.
on right now?
I want to get a 1.
Wow. This is incredible. This is nothing like what we've seen. Are you sure you didn't practice for this? Did you somehow get a hold of Jason
The
Soon?
fuel wasn't up. I
No way. No way. No way.
Oh
I
my
ran out.
I only
gosh.
ran a couple laps with the stock tune. But
ran a stock tune, yeah. But as I said before, I've had one of my best races in an S800 version of this back in Forza 5. So
oh, he's practiced this car, so he's more familiar. But
Oh,
still,
yeah.
man, that's wild, man. My tune's no good either, so that's even more impressive.
That's insane. A
I'll see if I can
102.398.
get
Goodness.
the actual line that I want to run here.
How's that mirror?
That's
How's that mirror treating you?
You know, the mirror
Apparently
is
it's not affecting
hard,
it.
I'll be honest. The mirror is horrible. You can't see the turn 1 wall, and I'm like, dude, I'm just hoping at this point.
Wow.
Just
All
saying,
right.
licking that stamp, mate.
So he's got one more shot at this, guys.
It's the new paint job. That's what it is. Thanks, Rocks.
Yeah.
It's all in the
yeah, he just said it. He just said it. Your paint job. Oh wow, that's funny.
Flex.
All right.
All right, one more shot to top his own time somehow.
Damn it. Come on.
He stalled it. Oh, okay.
Okay. Manages to stall a car.
That looks like an even better launch. That looks really good.
Can't see the wall. Can't see the wall.
You look so controlled. Like it really does.
I really wish we could get cockpit view on stream.
I know we
so
can't.
Nice.
Like
I know.
the best I can do here is I got that. I got hood view. Well, we'll go hood view. For this. Yeah.
Go hood view for this lap.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
You can't get quite the sensation that you can with the mirror. I don't think 10 horsepower would actually help those rocks. I think any more power is not needed in this tune. But
it's just terrible.
Somehow more downforce or more traction would probably be what he needs, and maybe the paint helps with that somehow.
He's really wiggling that car through there. Oh man,
Really
that's so close to the wall, dude. Oh my god, he could not take that line any closer. Oh man. Oh my, what'd he do? What'd he do? Oh no. 101.6. Are you kidding me? That's a second and a half faster. That's a second and a half faster. Oh my goodness.
Did you see how sideways I was in the tunnel?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So much time there.
Wow.
It's a very loose
what
screen,
in
so
the world are you
slides
doing?
It doesn't seem to slow down all that much.
Yeah, I was just floating around in the tunnel, dude. It was
101.679.
I was just hoping it wasn't gonna spin.
The infamous love tunnel will strike sometimes. Good times.
Okay.
Well, that was ridiculous.
All right, there we go.
I don't even know what to say, man.
Yes. I'm so happy about that. I didn't think I'd hit a 1. I was hoping to get a high 2.
I mean, wow.
All right,
1-4.
Dude.
There was some there was some nice free. He was being very free with the track limits there, but I know that we said it was acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, you
the 2.3 wasn't.
Yeah. Wow.
No, the 2.3 wasn't as free. That's true. I'm happy with that.
That used to be the leaderboard line before new track limits, though.
I'm gonna pull up the leaderboard. I'm gonna pull up the leaderboard again, guys. The top was 103.001, and he ran a 101.679. Let's just let that sink. That's over Mellish, Billy Sue, Box, Commando, Bokit, and formerly McQueen, known as Skyline now. That is over those caliber of drivers. RaceBoy's still got it, man. Semi-retired. Semi-retired my ass, dude.
My ass. Why aren't you in the Forza RC? Look at all those big Forza RC names you're dumping on, man.
Goodness gracious, man. Wow. So
I'm happy with that, though. The only practice I did was a few laps in the stock one. So, but yeah, I guess all the practice I get is all the crazy cars that I build, right? So that always helps.
Yeah. Wow. So
I agree with that.
You're in the lead now to win a freaking full rake setup from GT Omega.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. I really want that. It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
No doubt, man. I want that. If you do get it, I'll make sure it goes by my house for a couple of weeks.
Yes. All right. I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
Awesome. Well, I don't know. Our next guest might be able to do it. Our next guest might be able to do it. I think
Please don't tell me it's Lage.
It's not Lage. No, it's not Lage.
I wish it was Lage.
Lightning?
I wish it was Lightning.
It's not Lightning as well. It's not Lightning as well. No. Next week. Should we say it now? We should probably say it now.
Yeah, we should say it now. We should say it now. It's your boy, Super GT.
Yep, Super GT.
Hello,
yeah.
viewers.
How pissed are you? How pissed are you right now that Super GT is going to come on and beat your time next week?
I'm really upset about that, honestly. He's going to run like a 59 and be like, haha, you guys suck.
Yeah, he'll probably pull something stupid like that.
Setting the bar high for Super GT. I know that he
races with line off.
Sometimes
he races with line off. So
yeah.
He's quite fast.
Yeah.
And he does run no line. I normally run.
He does a. Yeah. Didn't seem to affect you.
No, well, I've done a lot of racing in the past with no line. There's been series that I've raced in where it's forced off. Back in Forza 4, my main series actually was forced off line. So I'm used to it. I can run without it. But, You know, I still prefer line just for safety online, especially.
The hopper nature with the changing tracks, I find it easier as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Changing tracks, changing cars, and if people have auto brake on, that's my favorite time.
Auto brake, yeah.
You know when they're gonna brake, so you can just go right around them.
Yeah, you can sort of judge when they're going to brake. Yeah, I get you.
Oh man, I'm so happy with that. Yes.
He's so excited.
Can we get a little race boy dance? I know that you like to dance on. Yeah, there we go.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Raining dollar bills, mate. Raining dollar bills.
Mellish and I will have to have a dance off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat him on the track. I guess let's see if he can.
Hey man, he's easy to beat on the track, but I don't know about the dance floor.
Oh, did you see that tweet? That was so funny.
We'll have to set that up.
That
For
was
sure.
wonderful.
Goodness gracious, man. Dude, you beat Box by 2 seconds. I hope you realize that.
Dude, I know
that is.
he's gonna be really salty about that one.
Wow.
Super salty.
I really wish he was on this stream right now so he could throw in some messages, but he's slack. He didn't even want to watch the show.
I'll make sure that I take a screenshot of the best lap right now and send it to him. We'll see what he says.
Yeah, go ahead and send it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll be posting the leaderboard to Twitter after this one.
Oh yeah, I'll tag him.
Oh,
in
straight
it.
away.
Straight away. Tag him in it. DM
Hey,
him.
Fox, you
Take
suck.
this, motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it. It was good fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I had a great time.
It's been a blast. Appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, like we said, Super GT is going to be on next week, so definitely.
Also, talk to Gfinity. Get us in London.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, we'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Talk to your boys, man. Talk to your boys.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, man. Guys, don't forget to subscribe as well to the channel, and thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week with Super GT. Peace out, guys.